What up, people? What up, people? Day 34 on this Throwback Thursday. Day 34. What I mean by day 34? Day 34 of the government shutdown. What kind of bullshit is this? They couldn't even pass I just got alert that they didn't even pass the bill that was more popular than the nigga in the White House's proposal. They don't look. If they don't do something, they're gonna cause a lot of problems in this country. I don't know why this fool doesn't understand we're more insecure now than we are about the southern border. The whole country's security is insecure. Okay? But here nor there, everybody knows this. My whole topic today on this Throwback Thursday is the biggest problem with people in success and doing things online or just in life is the comparisonitis effect. You heard me? There's a lot of y'all got this comparisonitis effect. Y'all want to compare yourself with everybody else or somebody else trying to compare with somebody else. Neither one of them got anything to do with you. What are you going to do? Okay, what are you going to do? I get people comparing. I had a discussion online about some things that happened here in Columbus, and people like to compare what they got to do versus what somebody else got to do. I said, what the fuck does that got to do with what the other situation is? Got nothing to do with it. Something about they closed some schools here because of the weather. This person wanted to compare that they had to be at work. What they got the fuck to do with you? These are kids you dealing with, okay? I don't get that with folks. People like to compare their situation with whatever somebody else is doing as if, well, because they have to do it, everybody else should have to do it. Ain't got nothing to do with them. It's all on you. You choose, people. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I've always been honest with you, and I'm going to be some more honest with you. What everybody else's situation ain't got shit to do with yours. You make a decision whether you're going to do something or not. Stop comparing what everybody else is doing or what they choose to do as what they should do because you have to do it. Nobody got to do a goddamn thing because of what you have to do versus somebody else. Comparisonitis will squander your success, will knock down your success because we're always trying to compare what somebody else is doing versus what you're doing. And it ain't got nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with that. I get all these interruptions when I'm doing some damn, when I'm doing a live all the time. It seems like they got a camera and know I'm going live and they want to interrupt it. Get all these crazy ass calls. And most of these calls don't want nothing. They got a lot of scam people, dumbass shit online. People calling you about nothing. But stop with it, folks. Your journey got nothing to do with everybody else's journey. Everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey is not the same. Everybody's journey is based off of what their journey is. That's all it is. The perception of what somebody else is doing ain't your perception. Your perception is your perception based off of your reality, your experiences, whatever. And just like I said, I told everybody, I said, look, this is why I do what I do. I remember back in my 20s, we had weather like this that we're going on now in Columbus, and I used to have to walk from over the Broad Street Bridge, for those who know what I'm talking about, downtown, to the Huntington. And I had to be there at 6 o'clock in the morning, so it's dark at this time of year, 6 o'clock in the morning, okay? Cold as fuck outside. This is when they built the Huntington Center. Get into the Huntington Center, work to the mailroom. All the lights were flickering off and on. Sprinkler systems busted out of the ceiling, water and shit, all on the floor. They're all about around the postal processing things and stuff. Very dangerous situation because you can get electrocuted with that kind of shit. You don't know what the electrical system shit busting out of the ceilings and because of the cold. Okay, the cold weather busted a lot of stuff. Pipes had busted. There was water all on the floor. I took my ass home. Now, a lot of you probably think, well, why'd you go home? Because I'm going home. There's nothing I could do about it. Wasn't nobody there. I told them I was going home. I called somebody and said, look, I'm going home. I'm not staying here. It's a dangerous situation. I ain't waiting for nobody. Okay? Now, Yeah, I got reprimanded for that shit, and I didn't give a fuck because I don't stay around those dangerous situations. It's not my job to. Okay? It's not my job to stay around a situation. I'm not loyal to nobody but me. Not no business, not no situation that puts me or my family in danger. Now, employers don't understand that shit. Fuck them. And I said this in another video. I'm not putting myself in a situation in danger because it's a job, because of no job. I have no obligation to nobody like that but me and my family. Right? If people don't understand that, people need to understand it. People need to recognize those type of things as what they are. You don't put yourself in danger for something that you don't own. You don't put yourself in danger for even something that you do own. There's a certain extent for everything. But I guess sometimes people think you got some obligation to some company that you don't even own it. And you think you're going to be obligated to a company that's going to put you in danger, health-wise, whatever-wise, because it's a company, because it's a job. Ain't no job on this fucking earth worth that shit, okay? And this is why I probably have the attitude about working for somebody else, because these employers think that you're supposed to be obligated to their bullshit in all kinds of weather, all kinds of situations, all kinds of everything. And I'm not going to be obligated to nobody anytime, anywhere that way. Only it's going to be family, and it depends even on that shit. You have to make decisions based off of how it's going to affect you, not them. I don't give a damn about them. And just like I was saying, those kids have no business sitting out there at 5 o'clock in the morning in sub-zero weather because of some goddamn school. Within the digital age, I'm not sure why a lot of these kids don't have computers where if school get called off, they can still do some stuff at home. And the teachers, those kids know more about computers than any of the adults. I don't get the understanding that we have to be at school all the time to learn. This is a whole consensus about why we are behind in a global economy, because we operate in such a backward ass consensus of what's going on. That why kids are not competing is not because they're not in school long enough. It's because we don't have the leveraging technology that we're using, that the global economy allows us to have, and we don't take advantage of it. Okay? There's no reason why them kids couldn't have been at home on their computers being in school. There's no reason. They could adapt into it. You've been in all these damn schools. You want to have all these tax levies for all these schools and libraries and stuff, but you don't bring in the equipment so they can leverage and still learn and do whatever they need to do. But you think they got to be sitting out in the school or out in the weather at 5 o'clock in the morning in the dark in sub-zero. What a bullshit. I wouldn't send my kids out there for none of that shit, and wouldn't give a fuck about what the curriculum or the educational system thought about them. Fuck them. Okay? Really. And the more you need to take an attitude about that and protecting your kids from this bullshit system that wants to brainwash them into thinking a certain way, and that's what all it is. Okay? That's all it is. You have control. People really have control. Like I said this before, if they wanted to really open the government, I say TSAs, air traffic controllers, CIA, FBI, all your government people, don't do shit. Y'all want to be a shutdown? Everybody calling sick. Everybody. Shut down the airports, shut down all the airplanes, shut down every shit. Take away the president's detail. Don't protect his ass. Ain't nobody getting paid. Fuck him. Really. Ain't nobody getting paid. Ain't nobody gonna keep getting paid for nothing, do things for nothing. Ain't nobody gonna keep working for nothing. I wouldn't. You wanna make some truly effective things? Everybody say, fuck you. I'm not going in. Blue, what did they call that? The police had something, the blue 6 something. Everybody just shut down shit, don't go in. That's what you do. You'll see how when there's no protection for all these senators, for all these Congress people, for all that, everybody said, fuck it, we ain't protecting a damn thing. You want protection? Open up the government so we get paid. That's how you do shit. You hit these motherfuckers in their pockets. All this negotiating, talking shit about doing this, it's bullshit. Everybody walk the fuck up off the job. That's what you do. That's how you effectively getting people's ass. You get them economically, okay? That's what these people in Los Angeles did, okay? My mom, when she was teaching 40-something years ago, I think it happened when they went on strike here in Columbus, Ohio. They got in their ass economically. Okay, trying this again. For some reason, people, some reason I got cut off on the last live I was trying to tell you about with the news on with the shutdown and the still no negotiation on this, and you know, it's crazy. But what I was trying to say earlier before I got kicked off, cut off, whatever, comparing. A lot of us got comparisonitis. Okay, we want to compare situations to ours as if what's happening to somebody else should be happening or not happening to us, and everybody's on a different journey, and we got to recognize that when you constantly are using comparisons to your own journey, all you do is stifle your progress for your journey. You can't compare everybody's situation with yours. Okay, you maybe can relate, but there's still no comparison. And the more we keep comparing, the more we stifle success. Okay, we got to recognize everybody's journey is different. Okay, everybody's gonna get to success if they keep on a different way. Success doesn't go in a straight line. It's a mess. Get it? The journey of success is a mess. Let's be real about it. It's full of negativity. It's full of a lot of jealousy. It's full of a whole lot of different things, because we're dealing with people. Some people that want you to be successful because they're jealous. Some people don't want you to be successful because you make them have to look at themselves on how they're living their lives. There's all those type of things, and people still want to compare other folks because of their own inadequacies or their insecurities. And like I said, we go on this journey of comparing. Like I said, I was talking to somebody about this week when earlier this week when the schools were closed, and they're talking about, well, why did they close the schools? They should have prepared earlier. You can't prepare for Mother Nature. I'm gonna be real raw. That's just why I do what I do, and why I said the things I said, because I remember back in the '80s working for the Huntington. I used to walk from the Huntington, from way down West Broad Street, over the Broad Street Bridge, up to the Huntington, and weather like this. And one time when they built the Huntington Center, working in the mailroom, there was a bunch of water. The sprinkler systems popped out of the ceiling. The lights were half on, half on, blinking and craziness and all that mess. And these assholes that I worked for expected me to stay there. Oh, I was just looking at a friend of mine just to answer that email I did earlier. But, this is what I'm saying. People compare, and, they were talking about how your obligation. No, you're obligated. Let's be frank. You're obligated to yourself. You're obligated to your welfare of your family and your safety. Okay? You're not obligated to no damn corporate plantation. Corporate plantation is only there for you to give a service and to get paid for that service, first and foremost. And if the motherfuckers don't want to pay you, then you need to bounce. Just like what's happening with this shutdown. If everybody were to bounce, TSAs, air traffic controllers, security detail, and all that other stuff, I bet you this government will open the fuck up real fast. Okay? You hit motherfuckers in a pocketbook. You don't negotiate with terrorists on some deals or whatever. You hit them some bitches in their pocketbook, or you make themselves unsafe. We're already insecure now, more so than the fucking damn southern border. That's bullshit. Okay? Everybody keep talking about the southern border. There's more people coming through Canada through other ways than they are coming through the southern border. And that's just a white. I'm gonna put it out there. That's just a certain segment, a white supremacist attitude that this I call nigga in the White House has been always saying. Okay, and they don't want to admit to that kind of stuff. Okay, if it wasn't for them, if they were talking about immigrants coming in there, their grandparents shouldn't have been in here either. Everybody through Ellis Island didn't come in here legally. So let's don't get caught up in the immigrant thing, because it's not about all that. And like I was saying, I had to come over that Broad Street Bridge in cold weather like that, and they expect me to stay there. I told them to kiss my ass. I ain't staying in nowhere. They got water. The electrical system, sprinkler systems popped out of the ceiling. You got water all over where the mailroom supplies and mailroom machines are at. I'm not putting myself in harm's way for that kind of stuff. I don't give a shit. Not for nobody, not for no corporate plantation, not for anybody. It ain't worth it. I'm not having it. And I left. They wanted to reprimand me or thought about firing me for that thing. I said, go there alone. Okay, you'll see a lawsuit for the simple fact that I'm not working in unsafe conditions. And those were unsafe conditions. There was no need of me staying there. And I left. I went home. I took my ass home. There was no heat. Okay, I'm not going to sit. It was already cold. I walked 15 minutes across the damn Broad Street Bridge, and then I'm going to stand into another place that has hardly any heat. No. See, the biggest problem with me is that I had too much common sense when I was even when I was young. So that's why I never really got along in the corporate plantation, because I had too much common sense. And anything that don't make sense to me and with common sense don't operate from my common sense principle. I don't give a shit how much money you got, how big or popular your program, your company or whatever. If it don't operate from a common sense principle that I understand, fuck you. Okay? You can't impress me with all that stuff. I'm not with that game. I never was with that game. I ain't gonna try to play that game at almost 60 years old. I'll be 60 years old in May, and I'm not with it. Okay? I'm not with it. I ain't gonna have it. It ain't worth it. No company, unless you're gonna give me your revenue, got the long drawn cheddar to pay me. The only way you're gonna pay me is give me your damn revenue. That's the only thing I would demand. Other than that, you ain't got it. Okay? That's why I do what I do. And I try to teach people how to think for themselves and quit being caught up in a system, especially black and brown people, that it does not recognize you or value you or want to help you in any way. You have to create your own economy, people. Let's quit getting caught up. The government is not the safe place as most of y'all have grown up to believe. Okay, like I said in another video, don't be so patriotic that you don't recognize that this country was built on washing money. That's not being unpatriotic. That's being realistic to the fact on how this country was built. Ain't nothing legit about it. Ain't nothing legit about most of these big companies. They all were built on some premise of somebody else's labor or some illegitimate means. Let's be real. Hey, we got a La Cosa Nostra in the White House, basically. Maybe a wannabe, because if this is a true type of La Cosa Nostra, you know what they do if you ever seen any of the Godfathers. Okay, they don't play. And when you're doing right now, you're causing a lot of people around the world, allies and everything else, to lose money. Let's be real about it. Okay, if you ever read the book, The Meeting at Jekyll Island, you will understand what I'm talking about. It's not. They don't teach you these things in school because they want you to be caught in the system, to be patriotic and gung-ho USA and all this other mess. It's bullshit. Okay? It's bullshit. You just got to learn to circumvent the system to your own advantage. And that's where people have not learned to do, because they're not taught to do that. It's a re-education on the truth. And then some people want to re-educate you to the system so they can feed. The system needs people, certain people, to be fed to. That's what politicians are elected in the office for. They are elected to feed the system. I worry about some of the people that who come in there with these ideals, and if they don't follow the curriculum, one or two things happen to them. They either set them up to be impeached or they assassinate them. That's the bottom line, folks. I'm not gonna candy coat a lot of damn things. If you look through history, that's what they do. They don't play around here. This is all about cheddar, dinero. They don't play around. We got to really understand what's going on. But like I said, is you have to think for yourself, people. Don't let systems, other people's rules, that mostly are bullshit, to not protect yourself, or don't get caught up in the comparison game of what somebody else is doing for your own agenda, because it's not worth it and it's not the same thing and it's not part of what you should be doing. If you got some ideas of focus or you want to achieve them. Go and achieve them, no matter what anybody else say. If that's, I've had family had discussed stuff with them, tell them, just because we don't have to agree. That's fine. Okay, we don't have to agree, but you're not gonna tell me I'm wrong or whatever because it don't follow your ideology or your value system. Really, I don't give a shit. Okay, really, that's my attitude. Your ideology or your value system don't have to agree with mine because I'm on a different journey than you are. We each are, and you have to go by your value system and your ideology. Everybody's not gonna like what I say online. Everybody's not gonna like to follow, to have to go and run their own thing because of their value system. But on the other hand, don't let your value system cloud what the reality is. You can have a value system all the time too. Okay, yeah, you can stick with them. You're entitled to that. But if you want other things, your value system may have to be either adapt or change to get what you want. Okay, to a certain extent. Okay, you don't have to sell your soul to the bullshit, but a lot of us do, because we want so much that we want that comfort. And success is a little bit of being uncomfortable. I've been through a lot of different things, and I refuse to go back to that shit at going on 60 years old. I'd rather not be here. Be honest with you. It's not worth. I'm speaking for myself. It's not worth it to play that game to that extent. It's just not worth it for me. I'm not saying this for anybody else to join in on that thing. But each and every one of you who are watching this, you have to make up your mind where you want to go, how you want to go, and how you're going to get there. And it's going to be different for everybody else. But don't compare what my thoughts are to what you need to do. All I'm in here to do is to give you the freedom to think for yourself, the freedom to make decisions for yourself, and not have to compare about what the masses think you should be or do. Fuck them, because most of the masses are sheep. Okay, they're too scared to speak out. Okay, they're too scared to even use platforms like this to speak out, because they're worried about corporate plantation managers seeking out what you do. If I don't know how they would get anything of you online unless you give them that information. Okay, unless you connected with them in some way. They can't see what you're doing on social media, and if they do, you ain't part of their shit. If they're upset and they don't like what you say on social media, thinking that we can't hire them because of what he thinks and how he works on social media, you didn't need to work for the motherfuckers no way. Okay, you didn't need to work for. You don't need to work for nobody that's gonna stifle your identity and your freedom because they go against their ideologies. They got a right to that, but you don't need to work for them either. They have a right to that shit, but you don't need to work for them. Okay? As long as we got the First Amendment about certain things, which this nigga in the White House is trying to take away, okay? We got a right to think what we gotta say, and they got a right to not have us on there. But like I said, if that kind of stuff, your ideologies make them uncomfortable and nervous, I'm fine. We need to make a lot more people uncomfortable so we know what we're dealing with. Because we had a lot of, before this fool got in office, we have a lot of people who are undercover racisms, undercover bigots. It's unveiled them. It has this fool gave them cordon blanche to express their bigotry, but that's good. So we can see out in the front who the fuck is who they really are. So at least we can deal with them better. It's hard to deal with people that you think that you're friends and think that they're on your side that are undercover bigots and racists and sexists and whatever else. Okay? That's where you need to deal with. It's easier to deal with them like this. Okay? Bring them out in the open. Then you can deal with them better. Okay? So, this is what I wanted to say, and I lost connection. I don't know. Facebook disconnected me because of that. You know, sometimes you wonder about these platforms. They may not like what you got to say because you speak truth. And you speak a truth to a certain group that want to listen. The ones that don't want to listen, that's fine. Fuck them. Okay? Don't worry about them. I'm talking about people, family, whatever. But like I said, be who you are. Don't compare yourself to whatever other people are doing. Comparisonitis will stunt your success all the time. That being said, Throwback Thursday, heading to the end of this week and the last full week of January. Head into February, which will be next week of tomorrow. A week from tomorrow will be February 1, Black History Month. With that being said, I'm going to get off of here. Peace. Have a great evening, rest of your evening. See you on the next video. Take care.